Okay. She said a marker that doesn't come off. So anyways, so fast starts, you guys, those are super, super, super important to never miss.
Why is this happening?
I have no idea why this is happening. Okay, so those are something you guys never, ever want to miss out, okay? Now, really simple, for anybody that's new or anybody that has a new person, you guys, we have to be walking each other through conversations. Some of you guys work. Some of you guys don't work. If your enroller ever is not there to walk you through a conversation or something like that, just go ahead and post it on your team page. Okay? If you ever have a question, you can post it on the team page. It's good for other people to learn the same thing too. So never be afraid to ask that on the team page. Because I know for me, I had zero service on Saturday when I was at a fair, and nobody posted the question on the team page. They just waited to respond like hours to the person. So don't do that. I think that this business, like, it loves speed, because if you can talk to somebody and sign them the first time, that's the most important thing. And the reason I say that is not because, you know, we're trying to be super salesy. It's because within, like, I feel like when people think about stuff too long, then all of a sudden they talk themselves out of it, like they can't do it, right? So like, for example, if you are going off of the high diving board, if you just go up there and you don't even think about it and you just go, you just did it, you know, like you just go. You don't even worry about it. But when you stand there and you're like 3 people in line, you're like, man, this sucks. Man, what if I break my face? Man, I shouldn't do this. Like, you start to overthink it, and it's not rational. Like, you could have just gone up and already done it by now. And then all of a sudden you think about it too long and you just decide not to do it. So we have to think about like that with potentials, distributors and customers. Okay. So this is how I talk to distributors, you guys. And then we're going to be talking a little bit about how to grow your network, because that's kind of where you find all your potentials. Oh, somebody's speaking Spanish. I'll have Erin come on and do some Spanish at the end. So basically, it's the same every time, you guys. Whether somebody calls me, whether I reach out to them, whether they reach out to me, whatever it is. Oh, tell her I say hi. I'm sorry that I don't speak Spanish, but my husband does. So the first thing I do is I ask their goals. Okay, that's it, you guys. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your goals. That's all I do. Okay. The next thing is they tell you, and then you just respond to those goals. Okay. Don't be like, oh yeah, it's $99 and you can sign up and you can make a lot of money. What do you think? No, respond to their goals. If they say like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm struggling, like my husband works so much, whatever it is, respond to that. Say like, you know, one of the girls on my team or my sideline, whatever you want to call it, she's also a single mom and she's able to do this business, and it's been really awesome for her to be able to make some extra income. Like, I think this could be great for you. And then I would give a little description of what we do. So basically we use social media to share about the business and the products. Okay. You make a percentage off of your customers, your distributors. We have weekly bonuses and promotional bonuses. And we actually have a $5,000 bonus going on right now too. That's all I say. Okay. And then they'll respond to it and they'll probably say like, well, how much is it? Does it cost to sign up? Whatever. And I just always simply say like, yeah, it's only, you guys, it's very important the way you talk to people. Because if you say like, yeah, it's $99, but don't worry because you get 4 racks and you can sell those and make your money back, you just devalue the business. Okay. And you might not know you're doing it, but you devalue the business by saying, but it's this, this, and this. You're telling them $99 is a lot. It's too much for you, but you can make it back right away. What I say is it's only $99 and you get 4 wraps for free with that. You know, so you're showing them what you see. They only see what you see, what you tell them to see. So you have to show them the value in that business. And there's so much value in it, you guys. When I'm talking to potentials too, when I'm following up, things like that, this is kind of where the personal development comes in. It's very simple. I don't know if you guys work out. I just listen to like a YouTube motivational compilation video when I work out every morning. However you want to do personal development is fine, whether it be a book before bed, a video on your way to work, you know, while your kid is napping and you're actually like working this business, just put some headphones in and listen to something. That is why I can talk to somebody and put the belief in them that they can do this business, because I've listened to those videos that they've like engraved in my brain that, oh, you know, you have to be willing to give up the show on Netflix if you want this business to work. You know, like Stacy says, oh, I love my Netflix show, but she has balance. Like she knows what she's doing and she's a stay-at-home mom already. You know, like if you're in school and work right now, you don't have time for Netflix and the business. You got to decide which one. You know what I mean? So you kind of just have to decide like what's more important to you. And the next thing is writing down your goals. It's super, super important, you guys, because if you don't know exactly what it is that you're doing, it's pointless. So somebody said, well, I don't know. Somebody told me today, she's like, well, I don't know if I could be successful in this business yet, so I'm just kind of trying. So you have to ask yourself, like, what is your measure of success? And this can be for diamonds, doubles, triples, any of you guys. What is your measure of success? Okay, because if you just say, I want to be successful, or I don't think I can ever be successful, or why am I not as successful as you? What does that mean to you? Does that mean paying all your bills and having $1,000 extra? Does that mean 4 vacations a year? Does that mean quitting your job? Does that mean putting your kids in all the classes that they want to be in for dance and this and that, whatever? So you have to decide, like, what is more important to you and what are you actually going for? Because, hey, babe, can you come here? Mi no español.
What? I haven't showered today.
I don't care if you've showered. They don't care if you've showered. Just tell them that you will take over at the end and give them some training.
Like today?
Yeah. Do you have something else to do?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, you want to say it in Spanish?
Yeah, because they're talking to me in Spanish right now.
Oh, okay. Cuando terminamos hoy, te puedo ayudar. I got a phone call. Gotta go. Bye.
He's never busy, but he's busy right now. Yeah, so, I guess Eliana could do it. I'm like looking right at your face. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, sorry, guys.
Who's her, let me see.
I have no idea who it is. That's why I'm...
Elena, por favor, dame el nombre de la persona que te inscribió en el chat y con eso también te puedo conectar con la persona que te inscribió. Y si eres parte de mi equipo, nosotros tenemos entrenamiento en español cada martes. Así que déjame saber, por favor, en el chat. Y también yo te puedo ayudar en cualquier cosa que necesites. Me puedes mandar un mensaje.
I guess that means she's done. Okay. So, so you guys, like, just know what you want, because if you jump in this business and you're like, yeah, I want to make money, and then in a week you haven't signed anyone yet, you're like, I can't be successful. So measure what that is for you, what that is by when, you know, and I've set goals and not hit them. I've set plenty of goals and not hit them, but I don't remember those times. What I remember is the times that I did hit them because I just kept going, you know? So that's really important too. So, Stacy, let's jump into loyal customers. So you guys, for your $5,000 Emerald bonus, it is 4 loyal customers for yourself first. So everybody's first goal should be 4 loyal customers. But then after that, when you have distributors, you can be placing your customers on your chart in order to get those fast start bonuses, to fill people up to 400. And if you don't know how to chart yet, that's okay. You'll learn. But the more customers you sign, the better. So Stacy signed like 80 last month or something. So she's going to tell us how she did that.
Hey guys. Okay, for the record, it wasn't 80. But it was
79.
It was 26. I signed 27 loyal customers last month. And yeah, go Stacy. No, you guys. Okay. So first I want to say that a lot of them, I had been planting the seed for quite some time. So you have to remember that when you get into this business, you're going to hear some no's right away. And that's okay. They usually mean not right now. It's not a no, I hate you, go away. It's usually a no, not right now. What's going to happen, so when you first start, the people on your Facebook that you've known for a while, your friends, your family, they're going to think that you're crazy in their own way. Kind of, they're going to be like, do those things really work? You're going to have so many skeptics. But the power of consistency and, you know, showing that excitement about the products, getting your kid and using that wrap and showing them what the results that you got from it, they're going to keep watching you. And they're going to see that you keep continuously posting about different products, maybe different body sizes that maybe relate more to them, and just planting those seeds over and over again. You will sign friends and family, maybe even in like 2 or 3 months, you know? So you got it. That's really, that's why consistency is so important, because you have to remember that people aren't going to sign up. They're not going to believe everything that you say the first time that you say it. I think it takes like 7 to 12 times for somebody to see something in order for them to actually ask you about it and get jumped in and started on the product or in the business with you. So just remember that. So with that being said, when my goal is to, so when you first start out, the goal is to get 4 loyal customers. I'll just start there. Keep it simple. So when you first start, the goal is 4 loyal customers. Now, why is that? So when you get 4 customers in your first 30 days, you get $100 shopping spree that you can use on for more product, you know, apparel to wear a shirt out and about, anything you want from the It Works store. But also it qualifies you for your Emerald bonus. In order for you to get that Emerald bonus, you have to have 4 active loyal customers. So it's really, really important that you get those customers ASAP. That's the first thing that you should be focusing on. And even if you are tagged in so many different videos and kind of feel overwhelmed, really, I'm going to tell you right now that those videos might be important to you, so save them for later. However, the first goal will always be to get those 4 loyal customers, and that should be your focus until you reach that. So just kind of ignore everything else. But yeah, so 4 loyal customers. Now, when you first start, you want to post about your new adventure and kind of what you're getting into, but then you want to start asking people, telling people about the wraps or the hair, skin, nails, or, you know, whatever product maybe you were a customer before that you had amazing results with. Share those and get people jumped in. When I have people start, the first post that I have them do is the hair, skin, nail post. And all that is, it's a simple status on Facebook that says, who's looking to grow out their hair? I'm looking for 3 to 5 hair models. We got this from Amazing Katie, and it has worked wonders. Who doesn't want to grow out their hair, right? And when you first post that as like your first product post, people are going to jump all over it. People are going to be like, I do. So once you post that status, there's actually a script in the page. So if you just like search at the top, I think it's, I don't know, hair, skin, nail post or something along those lines. Try to find it, but there's a script. So once you post it, you have people comment on it. You want to send them a message. Now, the reason we want to send them a message is because you want people to actually ask you about it. You don't want to put all of the information in the comment section. Let's say somebody said, yes, how much is it? You don't want to put, well, it's normally $55, but 33 is a little customer in the comment section, because then people are going to read that and they're going to be like, oh, no, they don't see the value. All they see is the price, you know? So you want to make sure that when somebody comments, you comment back and say, I will message you. Then you send them a message and you're like, hey girl, how's it going? Maybe catch up a little bit if you know them. And then just kind of go into it. So I saw that you wanted to grow out your hair. Okay, cool. It's the hair, skin, nails. You take 2 a day with food and it works right away to help grow and strengthen and make your hair beautiful and healthy. What do you say? You want to get started? Yeah, how much is it? Okay, it's normally $55 as a look, or it's normally $55, but as a loyal customer, it's only $33. And then they're going to probably ask what the loyal customer program is. You're going to say, it's very simple. You get 40% off products for life, wholesale costs. You just simply agree to purchase at least one product a month for a minimum of 3 months. And then that's it. And then you just get them started. Keep it really simple. You know, there's the loyal customer script that Christy has in her page. We all have it in our pages for a reason. Like it works. It's simple. It explains the products. And you do not want to give them all of the information like the very first message. For example, you don't want to be like, okay, so you want to grow your hair. Cool. It's the hair, skin, nails. It's only $33 as a loyal customer. You can take 2 days with food. It's amazing. You just got to buy it for 3 months. Like, you don't want to give it all that information because, you know, that's not really fun. That's kind of word vomiting on them. And we've all made that mistake. So when we are giving you what to say, listen, because it works. So, pun intended. So just keep it really simple and only answer what they ask. So if they ask, okay, what is it? Don't go into the price. Just talk about the hair, skin, nails, how it can help you. And if they say, how much is it? You go to the retail price first and then the loyal customer price, and keep it simple. Don't even explain the loyal customer price until they ask you. Okay, so keep it simple. I don't think I've said that enough. Now, that's like the first post that you want to post when you first get started. And sometimes I'll still post it here and there. Now, let's say you've already got your 4 loyal customers and you just need some more volume. You're charted for Emerald and you just need some volume. Well, really where it comes from is messaging. So I've been in for 4.5 years. I don't have a warm market anymore. I mean, I still have people that I go to my neighbors. I mean, there's family that haven't bought from me, that kind of thing. But you want to grow your Instagram or your social media in general. And you want to build those relationships and just ask those questions. So for me, what I do is I'll post a picture, a before and after, or a hair picture, or me just holding up my keto coffee, talking about it. Anything that has to do with the product. If somebody likes it, even if they like it, I'm going to message them and I'm going to say, hey, thanks so much for my girl's results. Doesn't she look amazing? My team and I are trying to help people get their healthiest and whatever for this year. I'd love to help you. Do you have any goals for yourself? Kind of, be yourself, but just ask them like, hey, thanks for the love, but would you like to try? And again, the worst they're going to say is no, but you still write their name down to follow up with later. So that's one thing that I would do is when you post a before and after or any kind of product post or anything at all, product placement, I mean, anything, just send them a message, thank them for loving your picture, and then just ask if they have any goals for themselves, that sort of thing. Another way is your personal results. So I've been on a weight loss journey. I've been using the products very consistently for about 8 months now. I've lost some weight. I just love the products. And so when they see a before and after, now I lost a lot more weight when I first started. And right now I'm kind of maintaining and kind of building some muscle. So even though I'm not still dropping a lot of weight, that's really not my goal right now. I still have some to lose. But however, when I put a before picture from a year ago next to a picture of today, even if I didn't lose another 2 pounds, like they're going to see how I was before. And I'm just going to post my before and afters all of the time. I do it with different pictures. I have corporate approved ones, but sometimes I just take a picture and be like, I love these products. I feel so great. I can walk through the mirror or walk by the mirror and actually look at myself with a smile on my face, things like that. You post about that. They like it. You send them a message. Like, even if they really are just loving your picture, like, wow, good for you, girl, I'm going to love this. They might be interested and they might not come to you because they don't want to ask you all these questions or whatever it is. I find that happening a lot is oh yeah, I've been watching you and I really, have 10, 15 pounds to lose. Like, what would you recommend? That happens so much, but it wouldn't happen because a lot of them don't come to you. So that's another way that I was able to get a level of customers. It's really just asking and being consistent with posting the results and using the products yourself. So those are like two things that I would say you have to do all of the time, very consistently. Just keep on doing it, because even if somebody said no today, they might come back to you in a couple weeks and be like, you know what, I see you posting these, let me give it a shot, you know? So plant those seeds.
Okay, so on top of what she said, you guys, I want you to think about this. If you're going to be using almost just social media, first of all, I think everybody should have a party or two, feel it out. Some people love parties. I challenge you guys all to have at least a few. But if you're going to be using social media, you have to think about it like this. What is attractive to people? Okay, so different things are going to attract different people, but something is attractive to everybody. So like, for example, let's just say you look at like a celebrity's profile. They're already a celebrity anyways, but you can see the certain ways that they post. Their pictures are never like blurry, crappy photos. You know what I mean? If you even just look at leaders on this team, this only team, you'll see how it looks. And you can kind of see like Eliana's Instagram does not look like mine, and mine does not look like Stacy's, and Stacy's doesn't look like Katie's, and Jamie's looks different than mine, and everything like that. So we each have our own style, but it still looks good. It looks bright. It looks clean. So let's kind of talk about like attraction marketing. So what that is that's like, you're going to, you always should be messaging no matter what, but I have lots of people come to me because of the way that my page now is looking and is established. So I could go add 50 people, and they're going to go through my last 8 posts and decide if they want to follow me or if they're interested. I get people that watched me secretly from my post without even following me because my page is public. And then I have people that instantly message me the second they go to my profile. So like when I'm looking for a lot of loyal customers, which is going to be right now for the next 2 weeks, what I like to do is, of course, I like to use my own personal results, okay? Just like Stacy said, but you might not have those. You might not have those yet. Maybe you're pregnant, whatever it is. You can use mine. You can use Stacy's. You can use anybody's in the company, whatever. But what I like to do is I will, and just kind of like how Stacy said too, you guys, I get loyal customers by just posting a picture of myself and saying like, I feel so good. Who's trying to get healthy and lose weight for summer? It doesn't necessarily have to be a before and after. It can just be a cute picture. You know what I mean? Like, for example, okay, I hate to use them as an example, but they have like bajillions of followers and they're like millionaires. So they're a great example. Kim Kardashian, all of them, okay? I feel like 99% of the people hate them, but they still watch them. People won't hate you, but they watch them. Why? Because, okay, they're going to go buy skinny tea or whatever that crap is. You know they don't use it, you know, but they just post a picture of themselves holding it. You guys, that's all you have to do, okay? Like I, for example, will maybe hold a picture of keto coffee. I don't actually drink coffee, okay? But I might say like, wow, everybody's loving this keto coffee. Look at it. They're going to look at the picture because it's a selfie or because it's this or that, whatever. And then they're going to read the caption and be like, oh, I would love to have fat burning coffee. You know what I mean? But what I was going to say before I scroll up. Hold on, let me make sure. Okay, hold on. So I will actually, I'll post a picture, a before and after, and then I'll go and add a bunch of people. And then they're going to see that picture, okay? They're going to maybe see a hair, skin, and nails photo, a skin photo, a weight loss photo, a picture of me in gym clothes, whatever it is. And then I will maybe post like another picture or two of my kids. And then I'll go back and I'll delete that photo, okay? And then I'll go and add a bunch of new people again. And then I'll post either that same one. Personally, I like to do mine. And I just delete it and repost myself because you can't like tell me it's not me. You know what I mean? But if you have like a specific one, because you are going to be wanting a lot of customers, but if you have results photo, picture me, results photo, picture me, like it's just going to look crappy. It's going to look super salesy. We don't want that. So you can go back and delete photos to clean up your page a little bit, and then add a bunch of people, and then post one. Okay. But let's kind of, and that's kind of like, you guys, different things work for customers. I put stuff on my Instagram stories, on my Facebook stories, but yeah, Katie actually said too, you can hide it from your timeline on Facebook. So like you can make a post seen only by you after you've posted it again, or you can repost it, however you want to do it. But these things are only going to get seen if you are attracting people to your profile, if you're building up your profile. Okay. So I kind of just want to go to each one of the leaders on this team, and obviously this team, because that's the only one on here, and kind of give like how you build up your network, and not just adding people, but getting people to add you back. You know what I mean? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead, Katie.
Okay, can you actually hear me?
I can actually hear you.
Oh my gosh. Hooray, the headphones are back. Okay, so what I love to do, and what I mean by hiding it from your timeline, is if you actually go to your page and there's like a little drop down button next to your post. It's like at the top right corner of your post. You can click hide from timeline, and it won't show on your timeline, but it's going to show everywhere else. So even if you post the same thing over and over and over, you're still going to have people interacting on the first one and the second one and the third one, because the algorithm on Facebook is so different. So many different people are going to see what you post. Just change up the wording for each post that you do. And when someone comments or likes on the first one, then it's going to send you a notification, and then you have all of those people that you can write down and you can message. And then the second post, you can write all those people down and message, and the third post over and over and over, but it's not going to cram up your actual Facebook page. So another thing that I love to do to build my network is I will go to my page and I will make sure that it would be someone that I would want to follow. So if I have, posted a bunch of stuff, say I'm trying to get a bunch of customers, I will go and hide those posts from my page, and then I will go and add a ton of people so that when they look at my actual Facebook page, I look like I'm just a crazy mom who loves their kids, and that's all that I post about. And that's who I add. I don't go looking for people that I'm going to sell to, or that I'm going to get into the business, or it's going to be my business partner or whatever. I actually look for people who I would want to be friends with. So I go into a friends list. I go into my friends list of a friend that I know is amazing and isn't in the business or with another business that I have a lot of connections to, that I share a lot of similar interests with. And then I go into their friends list because I know that they're going to have the same friends that I'm kind of looking for, that they have similar interests with. I will look at their page and make sure that they're not with another company. I make sure they're definitely not with It Works. And I just kind of fill out their page. I'll do the 3-2 rule before I even send them a message or send them a friend request. And the 3-2 rule to me is the 3 likes and 2 compliments. And it can be just comments. So I'll do 3 likes, and then I'll find a picture that I really like. And, it could be something about their hair, like, oh my gosh, your hair is beautiful, or your kids are amazing, or your kids are so cute, or blah, 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 blah. And then I'll send them a friend request so that when they go into their notifications, they're going to have 5 notifications from me, and then they're going to have a friend request. And they're going to be like, who the heck is this girl? They're going to go to my page, more than likely, and they're going to kind of get a feel of who I am. And they're going to see that I'm just a normal mom, hanging out, taking lots of pictures of my crazy kids, posting them, sharing them. And I've had a lot of people who accept my friend request, and they never send me messages saying, who are you? How did you find me? Do I know you? Blah, 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 blah. Kind of like the crabby kind of people. And that has been really awesome. But also with that, if someone sends you a message and it's like, do I know you? Don't take it offensive. It could just be like someone's really curious, like, have I met you before? Maybe, you know, you look familiar to them. It's just like when you guys like misinterpret whatever it's
No, that's
however
right.
you say it.
Yeah, misinterpret.
Like text messages. Everything can be completely turned around when it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And a phone call is that much better. So just try and look at the positive in it. Like someone's just saying, hey, do I know you? Like make it like friendly. And when you reply, just be like, actually, you know what? I found you through a mutual friend and I just thought you were really pretty and I loved your profile. You're super awesome to follow. So I just figured we could be friends. And a lot of people are like, okay, yeah, cool. And I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, hey, I'm Katie. Like, what's up? And carry on a conversation with them. But yeah, I seen the comments or the chat blowing up.
They were just talking about the hiding your thing, your post.
Yeah, and guys, that is like the best thing ever. And another thing for bumping your posts is liking your own post, but do it like later in the day, a couple hours later. And don't just like it. Do like the new emojis, like a wow or a haha or a love, because that's part of the algorithm. So that's going to show that your post is more important because people aren't just liking it. Another one is tagging yourself in your pictures. So when your pictures and your posts aren't really like blown up anymore, tag yourself in it, and it's going to bump it up on people's profiles on their newsfeed saying, Katie Bramer was tagged in this photo, and people are going to be like, what the heck? This is a picture of a chick wearing a skinny wrap, but okay. And then they're going to see it again. And then the next day you can go and untag yourself from that picture so that it's not blowing up your all of your pictures in like your file. So those are ways to bump up your posts too.
Yeah, I comment on my stuff all
Yeah.
the time. Y'all just don't see it because then I delete it like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, that is so true. I'll comment on one of Christy's posts, and it's like, Christy commented, and I go and look, and I'm like, there's nothing there. She must have put a dot and then deleted it.
You saw the post, didn't you?
Yep, but I saw the post again, and everyone that did comment on it got that notification, and they're seeing it again. And I know that not everyone is new, but one of my favorite things is Facebook does the on this day, and it shows me my posts from last year to this date and to like however long ago that I made my Facebook profile. And there's posts that I like cringe from like my very first post, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I posted that, but it was really awesome. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to change it and I'm going to make it sound professional because I sounded like a tardo. So but I use it as a template and I repost it because it's awesome. So just remember that even the days that you're feeling like, say you've been in the business a year or more and you're just feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't think of anything, blah, 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 go back to your on this day, and I bet you have at least 1 or 2 posts from a year ago or however many years ago, and you can reuse those. So don't ever feel like you are stuck with, I don't know what to post, because the ones that you did post already sound like you, and you're not having to change it up a million words. It's just a couple things just to kind of update it to like our world today.
I do that all the time. I take my own posts from like years ago all the time. And that's actually a really good point. Because somebody messaged me and she was saying like, well, I just feel like I don't know how to do this yet. I'm like, you just started. You're not supposed to know how to do it yet. I look on this day and I'm like, oh, talk about spammy profile. And I'm just like, man, I had like 10 run-on sentences. You know what I mean? So it was bad. But like, you have to learn. You guys, like, you have to be willing to learn. And I think that's huge just for knowing, like, if you just started, don't expect to be like getting 500 likes on everything. You know, that doesn't happen overnight, but you can make it happen really fast if you hustle. Stacy, do you want to say something? Oh, well, your mouth was moving, so I thought you were trying to. No? Okay. We're going to say
No,
something.
I want to hear from some other leaders about attraction marketing.
Let's hear from Caroline. I was going to say, because I was going to use her as an example. I texted Stacy and I was like, hey, do you guys like comment and like on each other's posts? Because she's got like 500 million likes and comments on her, on all of her posts. I'm like, I need to get on that level. And she's like, honestly, she just interacts a lot. She interacts with people a lot. And so I was like, okay, I got to do that more. Are you on here? Let me see. I thought I saw her. Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay. So tell us how you get so many people looking at your profile all the time, liking all your stuff.
Oh, I really do feel like I've just done like the basics of what you guys are talking about. I just do it every day and I don't miss a day of doing it, but I'm always adding new people to my profile every day. I always send out happy birthday messages. Like every morning, it's one of the first things I do. I just go and check and see whose birthday it is. And I just say, hey, name, I just wanted to reach out and wish you a happy birthday. And a lot of times it will be people who I've never talked to before. And I heard from someone that like getting in people's inboxes more helps those people see your posts more. So it's good when you can like message them happy birthday if you've never talked to them, then all of a sudden they're seeing your posts more and you're getting new people liking and commenting on your posts. And then like anytime, I don't know if someone already said this, but yeah, like anytime somebody comments on my posts, I comment back. Like no matter what the comment, even if I'm just like commenting emojis back, I always comment back just to build my algorithm. Somebody said putting feelings on your posts, like the little, like I'm feeling energized or whatever. I've tried that. I just try whatever people say, but
No,
but yeah, I really think it is just interacting a lot back with people and just like being a person, be genuine. Don't just like, if you're gonna be on Facebook and you're scrolling, just comment on every picture that you're scrolling on, but don't just be like, haha, just like be genuine and like, oh, that color looks great on you. Just like throw a compliment out at everybody. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, wow, like she's really nice. She doesn't even know me, but she's like telling me my eyes look great. So I'm probably going to like compliment her back on something. And then there you go. You have another potential.
What I've noticed with Caroline is that her posts too, like I've met her like briefly once at conference, which is really sad, but I feel like I know her from her posts. Like they're so genuine and they're so real. And I think that really gets a lot of attention too, because she's actually posting things that she feels, that she believes, and like you can just hear the emotion in her posts. And I just love that.
Oh,
that's something that Eliana is really good at teaching, I feel like, with pulling like emotion through your posts. That's huge, you guys, because if you have a couple good posts a day, just a couple, like one or two, I usually do like 3 because I like to kind of screw around a little bit, but usually like if you just have a few good posts and then you're interacting with people, like that's like really truly all you need for your actual like public thing, you know, and that's obviously besides messaging. But Caroline, do you want to kind of tell us, like, do you make all your posts just kind of in the moment? Do you pre-plan them? Do they just come to you because you're like a genius? Or, you know, because I feel like people get stuck. I still get stuck. But share that with us.
kind of both. So, sorry, my running. I'm just being gross right now. So a lot of posts are kind of in the moment, especially if it's like a picture of I'm doing with my family or like something that just happened that I'm kind of telling a story with, unless we were, you know, like vacation or something and I'm doing it after the fact. But
if I get stuck, I literally just go and like check out like what other people are posting, like leaders who I look up to, and I just kind of sometimes will reword their posts. I mean, that's like what I did from the very beginning. Whenever I didn't know what to do, I would just go check out what a leader was doing and just like copy what they were doing and do whatever like you said to do or what Stacy said to do or Paris, and I just duplicated what the leader said to do or how they were writing. And I think I remember like you said, of training like really early on when I started, where Eliana was talking about, you know, just like tell a story with your posts and make people feel something. And when you can make people feel something, they automatically just build that trust in you and can feel that connection. But yeah, a lot of my posts are in the moment. Like I don't really pre-plan my posts at night. But if I do get stuck, I just kind of look around, see what leaders are posting, see how they're telling stories, or the post ideas page is like really good if you don't know what to post customer wise and stuff. But definitely I would say keep it simple too. Unless you're telling your story or like somebody else's story, or, you know, I think the simplest post can be the most effective, because not everybody can sit down and read like pages and pages of a book about how hair, skin, nails is going to work in your body and, you know, all of that. Just put like, oh my gosh, look at her results after 2 weeks, and then like drop the picture in the comments or something.
Yeah, I think it's good to mix it up like that too. And I will say I did that, and I still do that. If I feel stuck, I'll be like, wonder what, and I'll go to all y'all profiles too, and I'll go to other of my friends and leaders, and I'll be like, oh, that is a really good idea. I screenshot that crap, and then I save it for a few days later. You know, like, don't be afraid to do that. I think it gives you really good confidence, because then people will be like, wow, you're right. And then you'll gain a little bit of interest, and you'll be like, oh, I can do this, you know? So don't be afraid to mimic what is working. You know, like, you don't want to copy and paste it word for word, because a lot of the times we'll have something that's individual to us. Like I'll be like Ezra, and then you'll be like, oh, you don't have a kid named Ezra? That's weird. So like, and I've actually had somebody take my post and they didn't actually read it because it literally talked about my kids. So make sure that you do that, but don't be afraid to do that. Like, I don't care if you guys take my posts. Like, that's cool. I used to take other people's all the time. Eliana, you want to share kind of like your way of showing emotion? Like, I'm more of like sarcastic, fun, like, let's just do it. It's super awesome. Like, you can make a lot of money. It's so much fun kind of thing. But yours is more of like emotion, like not sad emotion, but you know what I mean.
Sad emotions. So yeah, I think that's one of the most important things when it comes to posting, just because people are always going to lead, like, how do I say, people will always join your business or buy a product based on emotion. Not necessarily because you're a networks distributor, or because it doesn't matter if you make a certain amount of income or whatever you accomplish or whatever. But if you can make your reader feel something, that's when they'll actually message you, because they'll have that feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to message this girl because I know that she can change my life. You know, I know that this is the ticket out and things like that. So no matter what, guys, I was actually writing a few things, and you guys could totally write this. Excitement, emotion, and encouragement, I guess. So that's something that I always kind of like to do on my social media. No matter what, guys, you have to show excitement. It doesn't matter if you're having the crappiest day on earth, but show excitement, because if you're not showing excitement, if you're not excited about your business, your products, or whatever you did that day, then the person reading it is not going to be excited either. And so for you, in order to make a sale, it's just a transfer of an emotion, or even a sale or having somebody in your team. It's just a transfer of emotion. So whether it's a emotional kind of in a sad way or really excited, make sure no matter what, you're always showing that emotion. For example, before it works, I used to live paycheck to paycheck. So I kind of get deep sometimes and what that looked like for me. Whether it looked like, one time I couldn't make rent, one time I paid groceries with coins kind of thing, and then just kind of bringing that sadness. But I always end it with something positive and exciting because it's what I'm looking ahead to, what I'm looking forward to. So make sure whatever situation or whatever story you're doing, you're always kind of turning it around and saying, thanks to it works, something, something, something. Because you also want to make sure that the emotional part, somebody out there can totally relate with you. Somebody out there is going to sleep, or crying themselves to sleep because they can't make their bills, because they can't put food on the table, because they can't get diapers, things like that. So if you kind of help them, like remind them of that, and then put in it works at the end, then you're going to be able to have a great potential there. And then the other one is encouraging, guys. You want to be like that light in your social media. At least that's how I like to be. I always like to show encouragement, inspiration, motivation, because that's the kind of people that first of all, that's how I want to be. That's the kind of leader I want to be. And also that's the people I want to attract. I want to attract people that want to change their life, that are looking for something more in their life. And I want to be the light for them. And so you always want to make sure you're posting something positive versus something negative. And of course you guys know that, but in case you don't, if you put out a bunch of negativity, that's exactly what you're going to get back. Just a ton of negativity. And so you will never, ever see me post anything negative or vulgar or anything like that, because I want to make sure what I get back is always positive. And so that's exactly what I put out. I put out, only positivity out in the universe so I can multiply that as well.
Yeah. And on top of that, you guys, kind of how she used her example as a story, when she was paycheck to paycheck or paying with coins for groceries. If that's where you're at right now, that's okay. You can share that still. You don't have to be a presidential to share that story. What you can do is you share like, hey, listen, like, because that transfer of emotion is still going to happen no matter where you're at, right? So you can say like, like a few weeks ago, we literally had to pay for our groceries with coins, and that was so hard. And I know that I can't live like this. And so I knew that even though I didn't have the extra money to start this business, I needed to, because we needed to get out of the spot we were at. And it works, popped in my life, and I knew I had to jump on it. And now it's, going to be the answer to all of our prayers. Like, you don't have to have like a before and after. It can be like a before and now. Your solution is it works. So yeah, I love like that example, you guys, because that's exactly what it is. And you kind of just dig deep. Like when Aaron and I were on food stamps, like honestly, I wasn't sad. Like we were just starting out, so I didn't really know any different yet. And I was like, oh, this is kind of sucky. But, I knew eventually we would get off them. But there are people that are on food stamps now that have been on them for 10 years. And those are the people that think they'll never be able to get ahead. Like that's the kind of people that I'm trying to reach. Like, hey, this can be your solution. And you really have to like think about them. If you are only thinking about yourself, you will go nowhere in this business. If you get frustrated when you're talking to a potential that might not be ready right now, they can feel that frustration. They can feel that it's all about you. It's so true. If you are trying to push so hard that it is like so forced, they're going to feel that. And they're going to feel that they are just somebody that you're trying to bring into their business. But that's kind of where I feel like the personal development comes in, where when I'm talking to somebody and they're like, I just don't know if I can do this. And I'm like, listen, like, I get it. Or if somebody doesn't respond to me, I will just send them a message and I will just say, listen, like, I know you're probably scared to do this, because that's kind of everybody's biggest thing. A lot of people that don't respond to you or that say they're going to sign up and they don't maybe, those are the people that they're scared. So I will just send somebody a message that maybe hasn't even responded to me once or twice. So big, listen, I know that you're scared to do this. It's something you've never done before, but I want you to know that it's simple and it's fun, and I'm going to be with you every step of the way. And this is going to be your way to get ahead with X, Y, and Z. And that's why I always get their goals in the beginning, because I can remind them why they need this business, and that need is much, much bigger than their fear of, trying something new. So that's kind of the biggest thing, you guys. And somebody asked, like, how do you motivate your team? We say all the time, you can't motivate your team. It's not like a real thing. Like, you can't be like, hey, Eliana, here's this motivational quote. And then Eliana be like, oh my gosh, you're so right. And then go sign 10 distributors. It's not like that. But with new distributors, you are their cheerleader. Okay. I had somebody say, like, I just don't know if, like, I'm going to be successful in this. I'm like, girl, figure out your level of success, what you want in what time, and then just be consistent and work for it. Like, you just made your first post. That's amazing. Like, let's do this. And then they're like, oh, okay. Like, just be their cheerleader. That's all they need. Okay, so Eliana, you were done, right? I might have just, like, started speaking.
Yeah, I was done. I just wanted to say one last thing, guys. Like, don't be afraid to post. Some people for some reason think, like, because you have, a high income or because you're wherever you're at kind of thing, you get more success. And it's not like that. Sometimes it's just all about, like, those small wins. Like, for example, exactly what we were talking about. Maybe you sold 2 wraps and that was $50, and with that you were able to fill up your gas tank. Just post about it. Sometimes you just have to get out of your own way, like Pam Sauter says, because sometimes it's you, the person that's in your own way, because you're afraid of what people might think, because, oh my gosh, why would you post something about gas and $50? It sounds so bad, like, whatever. But you have to just, let go of all that fear and know that you're here to change lives and yourself and others. So if you could show that, like, wow, I love this extra cash. It's like almost like tips basically. And, I was able to fill my gas tank without even touching my paycheck or something like that, because people will see, like, dang, if I had an extra $50, I could totally go do that and the same or whatever. So just make sure, guys, that you get out of your own way and let go of those fears. And that's what I love teaching my team, because at the beginning, guys, I was so fearful for like a whole year. I totally put myself all these fears that I didn't know how. What are people going to think of me? All these things. And I totally regret, feeling that way, because now I'm completely, like, fearless and I don't mind saying things on social media. And because of that, every time I become more of an open book and I let a little bit more of me out and, like, more of, like, that real raw honesty, situations, I get so many messages like, oh my God, thank you so much for posting that. That's exactly my situation right now. Can you please help me? That's me right now. Or we're living on one income. How can you help me? Or, whatever the case may be. But I just realized, like, oh my gosh, people need my help. And that's why I'm always going to make sure I post things like that. So you guys should totally do the same.
And yeah, you guys, another way to motivate your team is to kill it. I mean, seriously, like, I know that people, like, for example, Eliana, I know that a lot of girls look up to her, and if she says, go do this, this, and this, they're going to do it because they see not necessarily her rank, but they see, hey, she signed 10 distributors this month, so I'm going to do what she does. Like, I didn't necessarily have that, but I kind of just figured it out and went a few people up. But you guys have, like, so many awesome, awesome diamonds and above, doubles and above, triples and above on this team that have awesome leadership and awesome enrollments. And there are so many role models for you guys. And every single one of us has different personalities and something that you can connect with. So don't be afraid to, like, scroll through some pages and be like, okay, so, like, I feel like I'm a lot like Katie. So let me kind of see how she does it. Let me see how she kind of brings out her story, or somebody's story that's similar to your own. I never talked about food stamps and Medicaid until I saw another ambassador. She's ambassador now. She wasn't at the time, talking about it. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I was on Medicaid and food stamps. I guess I could talk about that. And then I was like, oh, like, that's a pretty big deal. Like, a lot of people are on that and don't want to be, so that's huge. But the best way to get your team to enroll into work is for you to. You will attract what you are. Okay. Like,
can I say something real quick too?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Another thing is, guys, so when you have your team, not everyone's going to be a runner. Not everyone is going to want to take off first thing and want to go ambassador the next day. You're going to have people in the business who really only want to make $50 a month because they just want to go and get their hair done once a month or something. So you just kind of have to remember that. And some people, it clicks really fast, and some people just don't really run. Like I ran super fast, and I was just ignorance on fire. I had no idea what I was doing, but it was working. And here's Christy. She didn't sign anyone for her first 3 months into the business. And now here she is as an ambassador. So they may not be working right now, but don't give up on them. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in their inbox 24/7 saying, hey, where are you? Why aren't you on this training? Why aren't you doing this? Hey, blah, 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 blah. Just be like, hey, just wanted to check in on you. How are you and your family? And it just shows that you care. It shows that you're still here. And, you know, if they get into your reports and if they sign someone, cheer them on, because you never know. They could just be taking it nice and slow right now, but the second that you actually acknowledge that they signed some.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You can't hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But the second that you actually acknowledge them, then that could be the fire, and then they're ready to run. So yeah. And then another thing is, it's easy to compare yourself to so many other people, but guess what? There's already one Christy, there's already one Stacy, there's already one Savannah, there's already one Eliana, there's already one of everyone. But what we don't have is one of you. And everyone has their own individual special story. So don't be afraid to just, you know, be yourself. Like I post a lot about, you know, like funny things. I posted yesterday about an arm in a burrito, and I have like 150 likes on it and like 50 shares. Okay. And it's just funny. It's just funny, but that's just who I am. So if you're funny, don't be afraid to be funny. It doesn't have to always be about it works. It could be about your family. It could be about your kids. It could be, you know, funny memes that you see, or, you know, whatever. If you see something that's funny or something inspirational or whatever, just save it. Doesn't mean that you have to post it right now, but when the time is right, you're going to post it, and then it's going to be amazing. So the biggest thing that you can do to fail in the business is to compare yourself to somebody else for running faster, to doing something better, because I bet you behind the scenes, they're doing something completely different than you actually know. So yeah, there's that.
People can spot a phony. So let's just use Eliana as an example. So like if she posted a picture of a burrito and a hand, I don't even know what you're talking about, but if she would have posted that, people would be like, that's totally not her. Like I've never seen her ever post a meme. I've never seen her post like funny stuff. That's just not her style. Like her style is like clean, crisp, like beach life, like me and my bae, you know? And like that's that. Like mine is more of like, hey, a little bit of chaos, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of like, let's just get stuff done, you know? So everybody has their own thing. If Eliana tried to like post stuff that I post, they'd be like, that's not you. Cat, I swear. They would be like, that's not you, you know? And people can spot that. So that's why I tell people like, just do some personal development, watch some videos, read some books, because like you will pop out of you. Like you don't even know. There's someone inside of you that like you haven't even seen yet. And then one day you're just going to be like, damn, I'm really good at posts. Whoa, look at all these distributors I'm signing. Look at this, look at that. And for example, last month, Stacy signed more distributors and like triple the amount of customers I signed. Okay. This month so far, I've signed more than her. Okay. Why is that? Because she was blooming all of her seeds last month and I was planting mine. So that's why it's like really important not to compare yourself, because everybody has their own blooming season and you don't know what anyone's doing behind closed doors. So like this week, if I sign like 50 distributors, you better believe it's because I've been talking to like hundreds of people, you know. Eliana's like 50, eh? You know, so like give yourself a number. Like 20 might be way overwhelming for you, but 20 is my goal this month. So like do you, but like be like a really awesome you, because it's there. I swear it's there. When I used to look at like other presidentials and ambassadors, I'm like, I can just never get my pictures to look like theirs. Like I'm using the same apps. I got the same sun, you know, and it just wasn't. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to find the perfect spot in my house with this, with that, you know, and I just was like, I'm going to be a really good me. Like, I'm going to be the best me, and I'm not going to pay attention to anybody else. And that is when you will just attract so many people that are like you or want like that fire that you have. Seriously. Is there anyone else that wants to share something? Come on, guys. I know you like to talk. Okay, let's see here. Is there anybody else? Savannah, I think, is actually having a baby right now. She's supposed to have her baby on my birthday, which is tomorrow. Call her. So excited for her. Okay. And Ariana, super awesome. Thank you so much for the compliment. Aaron's like, hey, do you want me to post, like, shout you out on the ambassador page about the Millionaires Club? And I was like, no, I don't really care what they think. You can just post it in the team page. Because, like, I used to be like, okay, oh, this person, they didn't comment on it. Like what the heck, you know? And I was like, no, I don't care. Like, you just kind of got to be like, I don't care, you know? But anyways, eating before baby, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, she's at dinner. It's like, what? Oh, you're talking about Savannah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Anyways, do any of you guys have questions? We'll kind of just, I know some of you guys it's like super late. Do any of you guys have any questions before we jump off here? Or any questions that you want to ask any one of the leaders, or just how to be really, really awesome? No? You guys are going to be like, go make $1 million? Yeah? Okay. All right. Let's take advantage of this promotion. I'm messaging tons of people, but I'm also focusing a lot of my posts and my Insta stories on customers. So give yourself a daily goal for that. All right, guys. I hope you have a good Monday night, and we'll